I'm here with Huw J.
Hi guys, and I have issues. Big ones.
So yeah, tell us a bit about your work.
Well, I've been in the industry over 27 years. I work with comic books, animations, games, toys, live action, and various other things like music videos. I've just finished a Alice Cooper music video just recently, a 30-minute holographic one. And yeah, just done one in Dubai with Yanni, which is a sort of like Arab pop star, whatever, with Coca-Cola. And I do this. I love comics, and I carry on drawing comics because I'm 12 years old.
Brilliant! Wow. And Hulk over here.
Hulk, I have a big soft spot in my heart for. I worked on the Ang Lee Hulk movie.
Oh really?
And
Wow.
loved the character since I was a kid. But also, when you get to work with different people, you sort of get to love characters a little bit more.
So I'm sure you've been asked this many times over the last couple of weeks, but since Hulk's a favourite of yours, what did you think of him in the Avengers?
Actually, it's quite interesting because having done the original film, if you actually look at Bill Bixby in the series, Mark Ruffalo doesn't look like Bill Bixby, but he carries some of that gentler emotion that Bixby had. Yeah. And that's something that I really, really love about that particular sort of version of him. The figure of the Hulk, the CGI, perfect, brilliant. I love the whole sort of gorilla-esque sort of feel to him. And I mean, if you look at this, for instance, there's a lot more character in the face. Yeah. And when we did the first film, we were using the green dot that you use for CGI capture, and it didn't quite capture all of the nice feelings. Ang Lee was actually the guy in the suit playing the Hulk during the film.
Really?
Right?
Oh, wow.
So when you see him smashing around, that's actually Ang Lee doing that.
Wow.
But the dots didn't really capture the emotion, the raw emotion. So we thought up a concept of using a type of a spray, basically. It's the only way I can put it. And it reflects everything. So the second film got a lot more of the emotion in the face and the movement in the face. That then translated to the third film, where everything came together really. And I think the humor in the character is something that was missed in the first two movies.
Oh, definitely.
The classic punch to Thor, absolutely perfect.
That was brilliant. The whole cinema went wild for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, the best part of movies for a long time has definitely been the Loki scene. Yeah, you know, that was just perfect. But yeah, I mean, I love comics, basically, you know, and I mean, I grew up on this. I love the movies because of it. I teach, I do education, I do lectures, and I do worldwide all sorts of different things. And you know, I'm desperately trying to find a way to get comics back in 9 to 14-year-old boys' hands.
Yeah,
you know,
we really need it. Yeah, definitely.
Well, you know, if you look around the world, you look at somewhere like Japan, for instance, where there's a comic for anything. If you've got incontinence, you've got a comic about it.
And in France as well.
In France, definitely. France. And the reading level of the kids and the education level of the kids and the adults is higher.
Yeah.
And we're losing that here, and it's something that I really think is important we actually hit on.
And I think like about 10 years ago, when I was a teenager, I would go into, say, newsagents, comics everywhere. You don't really see that now. You go to like just a regular newsagents. It's even hard to find like 2000 AD now. You know.
It is. I mean, it is. Basically, if you look at what's there, what you actually have are lifestyle magazines. Okay, they're toys on the front because, and that's been driven by the supermarkets, because they think they has to have an added value appearance to it. Yeah. So the supermarkets make them put toys on the front. The toys on the front then cause all sorts of problems because you've got the bagging side of things. Then you've got the association with what toys do you put in there, what do you advertise. Yeah. So they become adverts for the toys, the merchandise. And when you actually look at the actual comic books that you've got inside there, they're very few pages and they're usually not so well written. Yeah. And now with Marvel stopping people like Panini from doing originated in Britain strips.
Really?
Oh yeah. Well, Disney passed the mandate now.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Because I did hear they were planning on, you know, really kind of like bringing the whole like Marvel UK thing back. You know, like you know, kind of focusing more on British heroes. So that was about a couple of years ago. So they really just...
Well, that originally came from Panini's background.
Yeah.
And if you look at somebody like Andy Tong, Andy Tong did this cover for me for Freeman. And Andy is a absolutely stunning artist. He's one of the best that this country's had. He did Tron for Marvel, quite a few different things, and he was doing Spider-Man for Spider-Man UK for Panini.
Yeah.
every single issue that he did was a sellout. Now, he doesn't do it. They just reprint some of the younger American versions into the books. So, and it's a real shame because we've got. I mean, you look around you today. There's a lot of Americans around here, but you have. I don't sound it, but I'm British, and there's a huge amount of British talent, and that talent needs to be cultivated, needs to be turned into something that we can actually be proud of. The Eagle Awards need to be brought back stronger, you know, and Mike and his daughter are doing fantastic on that. They're going to get there. I mean, it is going to get better with them. And so is everything around, you know. I mean, we have the guys here at Urban that I do work with and various different people that I'm trying to push and promote. But we have to get behind it, and that's the key.
And final question. What would you say to someone who was, you know, like yourself, inspired with comics and really loves comics and maybe wants to seek a, maybe want to get involved? What would you say?
Learn to draw, all right. Don't draw from comic books. If you draw from comic books, all you're going to learn is somebody else's style. Okay, so learn to draw real things. In other words, learn what the rules are before you break them. Okay? Once you've done that and you've learned about anatomy and, you know, biology and physics and stuff like that, all of that comes into it. It's amazing what you actually have to do. I do a class where I teach kids about doing graphic novels, you know, and they're sitting there, yeah, we just draw a hero. It's like, no. How heavy is the boulder he's carrying? Well, how is his arms up that high if it's that heavy? You know, so there's a lot of things are involved, but it's a passion, all right? And if you haven't got the passion, then you're not going to go forward when you hit the knocks. And believe me, this industry, you get knocks. You know, you're only as good as your last panel. So if your last panel looks crap, people will remember that last panel, you know? So basically, you have to really have a thick skin. You have to love what you do, but also you need to listen. Don't worry about that. You need to listen to what the people that are in the industry are telling you to do and not be afraid to make the changes that they're suggesting. A lot of people get very scared. It's like, this is my work, I'm going to be like this. It's, you know, sometimes you have to listen to what other people who are already doing it have actually learned. And by doing that, you end up growing, you become a better person at your craft, you learn your craft, and be professional. You know, hit deadlines, do good lines, make sure that the colorist has got something good to color. Don't settle for second best, always go for first.
And time now for the final thought.
Basically, those of us in the industry who have like read 2000 AD and grown up with it, there's an artist called Brett Ewins, and you know, some of his work here, he's worked on Judge Dredd and Bad Company and various other characters for 2000 AD. He's not exactly a young dude, he's like me, he's one of the older guys, and he was very ill and has had various illnesses affect his body and, you know, take him down quite a lot. Recently, he was totally wrongly incarcerated. There's a whole issue, there's a whole legal thing going on at the minute. But tomorrow at Urban Species stall, and we're also going to carry it on the website, we're going to have an auction of a Catwoman that I did, which is there. And I'm also going to auction a blank page. So basically, if you contact urbanspecies.co.uk and ask about basically what we're doing with this, I'm auctioning a blank page, which basically means I will draw whatever the winner wants. So it can be any hero that they've wanted to see fighting any other hero.
Anything their mind can come up with, really.
Yeah, except anything pornographic, because this is a family show.
Don't forget that.
Okay. So Hash will answer any questions about Urban Species.
Yes, of course. Yeah, we're going to have a great auction for Brett Ewins because we love the guy and he needs some help. So support for your real comic book brothers. That's what it's all about, man.
Excellent. Thank you very much, guys.
Cheers, dudes.
And again, thank you.